Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another NFL Reddit video. Now, in today's video, we do have a lot to talk about because of all the breaking news and big rumors that are happening. So before we hop right into it, don't forget to use code Wyatt's World on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or guarantee yourself to win a free $50 with your first $5 entry after using code Wyatt's World at sign up on Prize Picks. Quick reminder too, there's a Jalen Milroe free square this weekend. All he needs is 1 yard for the entry to win. But remember to always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. So, kicking off with probably the biggest piece of news coming out of yesterday is that the 49er fans can finally rest because Brandon Aiyuk has agreed on a 4-year, $120 million contract. Look, if I'm going to keep it 100p with you guys about this entire situation, I don't care where he plays. I never cared where he played. I just wanted this to be done. Every offseason, there's one guy that just drags it all the way through. This year, it was Brandon Aiyuk. And what's funny about this is if I read correctly, he actually accepted the contract that the 49ers proposed to him back on August 10th. Which, like, okay, I can understand you were just waiting to see if you could get even more money, but I also am now led to believe that he knew he was going to stay there all along. Either way, I'm just happy that this is done. And also, I would like to say, I don't think that this is an overpay in any way, shape, or form, and I actually kind of expected him to get a little bit more. Now moving on, we have a rumor out of CBS Sports, and that's Bengals Jamar Chase wants a record-setting contract that tops Justin Jefferson's deal by 1 penny. I don't think that's a rumor. I could definitely see him saying that. I'm a fan of Jamar Chase, but there's no secret. Jamar Chase likes Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase feels very highly about Jamar Chase. Without question, he does deserve to be one of the highest paid receivers in the league. Now, will he probably get this contract that he wants? I'm guessing he will. And then he'll be the highest paid player in the league for like a year until someone else gets paid more. However, I actually don't think there will be any more receivers to get monster contracts for like another 2 years now, though, after Jamar. I mean, everyone's taken care of now. CD, Jamar, Aiyuk, Jefferson. Guys like Tyreek and AJ Brown and all them, they've been locked down and extended already. Like, I'm not sure who will be up next. Probably Puka? Actually, no. Keon Coleman will get a monster contract after he breaks 2,000 yards this year. And now we'll move on to the biggest rumor going on in the NFL right now, and that is how Aaron Rodgers is apparently tearing the Jets apart, or has them in complete disarray. Now again, this is a rumor, but an anonymous NFL agent expressed their belief Thursday that the New York Jets are in a state of turmoil because of quarterback Aaron Rodgers. The agent said there is complete disarray over there. Look at how they've handled Aaron Rodgers. Has one player ever had more power than him? He skipped minicamp. They have been unable to convert him into a team player. The vibe inside the building is terrible. I don't know what to believe. I mean, I've seen videos of Rodgers and Garrett Wilson fucking arguing on the sideline, and I've seen videos of him jaw-jacking at other people and coaches. But I feel like if he genuinely was a problem, like, we would be hearing more about it from the actual players themselves or more people within the organization. And no, please don't think this is me defending Aaron Rodgers or anything. I'm just trying to be reasonable. Yet, if this does come out to be true and the team is ass this year, I'm not going to be mad. Moving on, we have a change coming to the NFL about in-game interviews. The NFL has announced that broadcast networks are now allowed to conduct in-game interviews with head coaches and coordinators. Plus, TV partners will be able to air pre-game locker room footage before kickoff, as well as some pre-game player interviews. Okay, pre-game stuff, I don't care about. The in-game stuff, I do care about. I don't know why they think that people want to see more of it when I am fairly certain majority of people want to see less of it. Coaches say the same damn thing in every interview. One of the two. If they're winning, they're going to keep it up. If they're losing, they got to find momentum. And obviously, the attitude is always shit if they're losing, because if you are losing on national television, are you going to want to answer some stupid-ass questions? No. What's next? Are we going to be miking up players in-game and interviewing them like they do in the fucking MLB? If that happens, I will not watch the NFL anymore. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't like this at all. I think that this is completely unnecessary. Here's an interesting piece of info. Cine was actually waived by the Vikings and was going to sign with the Jets, and then at the last second switched to the Bills. I mean, I can't act like we don't need a safety. It's just, can this guy actually be good? You look good in the preseason, but preseason's preseason. Here we got one that is a little bit wild. It says, with permission from the family of Giants legend Ray Flaherty, Malik Willis will wear number 1. That number was the first to be retired in pro football history, and it's been nearly 90 years since it's been worn. Can you imagine if he's ass? Like, just imagine if he's actually ass. Like, you're going back in time, and you're bringing out a number that you probably never intended to bring out ever again, and giving it to a guy who you just think is going to be really good. Now, I'm not shitting on Nabers at all. I hope the best for him as well. I think he looks electric, but like I just said, we don't actually know. You got big shoes to fill with that jersey, brother. You better do it. Here's a quote from Dak Prescott that I found pretty damn funny, and it just says, I stopped honestly listening to things Jerry Jones says to the media a long time ago. It doesn't really hold weight with me, and that's 100% true. Well, I'm not saying it's true because I don't know Dak's point of view, but everything Jerry says is bullshit. He's in no hurry at all to sign CeeDee Lamb. What does he do 2 days later? He signs CeeDee Lamb. He was in no hurry to sign Zeke and bring him in when Zeke was holding out in Cabo. What did he do 4 days after that? Brought Zeke right back in and gave him a monster contract. What did he say the first time Dak Prescott said he wanted $40 million a season? Wasn't happening. What did he do a week later? Gave Dak Prescott the exact contract that he wanted. So we can sit here and try and say that he quit a long time ago about getting bent out of shape, about not having people under contract or not. You know damn well when the time comes, Dak Prescott's gonna get a contract again. Like, he doesn't stand his word, like, at all, it seems like. Now moving on, I just gotta talk about something that I think is one of the coolest things I've ever witnessed in my life, and that's my personal friend, my IRL friend, Brevin Spanford, has made the Cowboys final roster. So I grew up with Brevin's older brother. I graduated high school with him. I'd hang out with him, I'd go over to his house, so obviously I knew Brevin as well. I got to see him turn into a massive wide receiver at St. Cloud Tech, then he went down to the Gophers, became a tight end, and then this year, sadly, he didn't get drafted, but the Cowboys signed him, and he made the 53-man roster. And any Dallas fan that might not be familiar with him, he is 6'7", 270 fucking pounds. 31 teams were foolish enough to pass on him. I think you guys are gonna find out that you hit the damn lottery. Brevin, I'm a fan for life, and I am fucking proud as hell of you, my man. Next up, I have an unfortunate announcement to make, and I think this is only unfortunate for me, but I was roped back into a damn fantasy football league this year. Yeah, I know, I didn't want to play again, and I still don't want to play again, but the league would have had to kick someone out because there would have been an odd number if I wouldn't have, so I had to take it. Anyway, it was a 10-man half-point PPR league, and this is what my squad is looking like. So, I had the number 2 overall pick. My first pick was indeed Bijan Robinson. I would have picked CeeDee, but he hadn't signed his contract yet. So, if I'm remembering right, the order I picked this team in was Bijan, Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, Kamara, Cooper Kupp, Kyler Murray, then George Kittle. And the rounds after that, I can't really remember. But as you can see, I also got the Chiefs defense, Butker as my kicker. And then my bench, we have James Conner, TJ Hawkinson, Keon Coleman, Tyler Algier obviously is the handcuff for Bijan, Jaden Daniels, and Brian Thomas Jr. I honestly felt a lot better about this draft right after it had happened. And I had no prep work. I didn't do a mock draft or anything. I accepted this spot in the league with a 2-hour notice. But if I could just go back and do one thing differently, I don't think I would have taken TJ Hawkinson. Like, yes, I'll be able to use him as trade bait, but at the same time, if he takes longer than 4 weeks to come back and the quarterbacks are bad, he's gonna be fucking useless, and I could have gotten a better receiver. What are your guys' thoughts on my team, though? Gas or ass? All right, and now ending, we're just going to be reacting to 2 college games that I watched yesterday. The first one being Colorado and NDSU. Man, I was really hoping NDSU was going to upset them here, and they almost did, but they didn't. And man, I just got to say, Travis Hunter is probably the best player I've ever seen in a college uniform, man. That guy is fucking ridiculous. I mean, not only is he an elite two-way player at corner and receiver, but him as a receiver, well, he dusted the hell out of the one guy with his first touchdown, and then I think it was his third touchdown he caught with his fingertips. Like, it's actually insane as to how reliable he is. Whenever they need him to come up in a big spot, he does, literally every time. Also, Shedeur Sanders, I know a lot of people don't like him. His interception off the calf, by the way, was probably the most wild pick I've ever seen. Actually makes me believe that the college football game is quite realistic now. But as I was saying, I know people don't like the guy. I know he's pretty arrogant. He's a lot like his father, but I think he actually looks like an incredible quarterback. He throws a really nice ball, and I can definitely see him taking over the Caleb Williams role for this year's draft class. And I'm not talking about him being number 1, but I'm talking about him being the guy that everyone knows is extremely good, extremely talented, but because of his personality, they want him to fail. And the other game I gotta react to is, of course, the Tulane Mean Green Wave. 52-0, they blew out Southeastern Louisiana. Now, obviously, this was not a good team at all that they played. It was kind of an expected outcome, but it was still a really fun game to watch. So even though our boy Ty Thompson didn't win the starting job, which is definitely a little bit disappointing considering he was a 5-star recruit at Oregon at one point, but anyway, Ty still got to play. He had 2 rushing touchdowns out of 4 carries. And Darian Mensah, the guy who did win the starting job, was almost flawless. 10 for 12, 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. Should have been 3, but someone dropped a wide open one on like the second fucking drive. Also got to see our boy Mekhi Hughes in live action. Only had 59 yards and 1 touchdown, but I'm not gonna complain. Also in the receiving game, Mario Williams was huge, having 4 for 124, and Bauman had 2 for 26 and a touchdown, and funny enough, in real life, he doesn't bitch when he scores, but when it's in the video game, he wants to transfer. Also, I have to give a massive shout out to the defense because they had a 100-yard pick 6. Southeastern Louisiana drove right down there, and then the quarterback just made a horrendous pass that ended up biting him in the ass and pretty much setting the tone for the rest of the game. But yeah, man, that was awesome, and I expect Tulane 100% to go undefeated straight into the Natty. And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for today's Reddit video. If you guys like this video and want to show support, please do it. You guys know I appreciate any and all help. However, in the meantime, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and as always, I will see you in the next video.